my side and let me share the screen. Okay, fine. Right. Okay. So let me go to the server and here. Yes. Okay. So all user databases. Okay. It will exclude master model, MSDB and TempDB. Okay. So if you want backup of only system databases, you can choose only system. If you want backup of all databases, you can choose all databases. Let me choose all the databases. Okay. And you can see one option here. Ignore databases where the state is not online. Some databases sometimes, not all times, but sometimes that some databases will be in offline state. So in case if you configure job and all, again, you have to take extra precautionary steps for not getting the errors of offline databases. Okay, so for that, what you can do is we can configure maintenance plans and we can select this option. If you choose this option, it is going to ignore the offline databases. So it won't touch the offline databases. So even though the databases are offline, okay, your executions or your maintenance plan will be successful. Why? Because here you checked. If you uncheck it, if the databases are in offline state, okay, it will throw the error. It will take the backups of other databases, but for the databases which are in offline state, it is going to throw the error. Okay, so let me select. I have to choose this option. Click OK, right? So databases, I choose all the databases and backup to disk, right? I want to take the backup to disk. Destination you have to provide here. So usually this is the default location. If you want, you can mention this one, or else I just created one folder right in the C drive. So C backup, right? C backup. I am going to choose this option. Click OK. Of course, destination here in the maintenance claim task, I give the same folder. So it is going to delete the backups from the same folder. So here, which folder you gave, here also you have to give the same folder, or here which folder you gave, what is the backup folder in the maintenance claim task, also you have to give the same folder. Why? Because from that folder only it has to delete the backups, right? So I'm going to give the C backup location, and it is going to create folder for each database, and inside that folder you can see backup file. Okay, so if you choose this option, create a subdirectory, means for master database, see here. Okay, you can directly see the backups here, right? So once you run this maintenance plan, it will create a master folder, and inside the master folder you can see master database full backup. It will create a model folder. It will, inside the model folder with the database name, it will create a folder. Inside that folder you can see the full backup files. Okay, so if you choose this option, right, and the backup extension would be BAK only, right, and click OK. That's it, right? So now it is successful. To save this maintenance plan, you have to select this save button or else use Ctrl S button. See, remember here, maintenance plans also internally it will create a job. See here, once you create a maintenance plan, it just created one sub plan. Okay, that means if you see sub plan 1 like this, means maintenance plan is already created. Okay, in case you want to create maintenance plan for DBCC CheckDB, simply you are going to drag and drop this DBCC CheckDB. Okay, and what you can do, subplan 2, under subplan 2 you can do that also. Okay, so in case you want to create a add subplan 2, okay, in the subplan 2 what I'll do, I'll give DBCC CheckDB, right? Okay, so schedule, you can schedule it every Sunday on 3 a.m. 12 a.m. Okay, that's fine. Every Sunday 12 a.m. Click OK. Right. So this full backup also you can schedule it. Just select here. You can see the schedule button. So when this full backup has to run every Sunday at 03 a.m. Okay. 3 a.m. the full backup job has to run. So this is how we are going to schedule the maintenance plans. Okay. You have to use this schedule and you have to select this one. Okay. Right. So now go to this DBCC CheckDB. Go to this toolbox. Where is that DBCC check? This one, right? Just drag and drop this one. Double click on it. Okay, so what you can do, double click on this. You can see here, select one or more databases. I am going to choose all user databases are fine. Click OK on all the user databases. It is going to check the consistency errors and allocation errors. Okay, right. So click OK. That's fine, right? And save it again. Right now I have two subplans. First subplan is for backup. Okay, this is the backup subplan, right? And this is the DBCC CheckDB subplan. Now two subplans are there. Okay, so if I close this maintenance plans, if I want to run this, actually we just schedule these maintenance plans, right? One will run Sunday at 12 a.m. One will run Sunday at 3 a.m. I can run manually also. How can I run manually? Just refresh this maintenance plans folder, expand this one. You can see maintenance plan, right click. Okay, execute. It will take time. What happened? Let me check. What is the issue? Maintenance plan contains multiple subplans. You can execute them individually by selecting the associated under the sequencer agent node. DB backup contains multiple subplans. You can execute them individually by selecting their associated jobs. Okay, so in case if you want to execute DB backup, let me this one. Where is that? Start job at step. It is saying multiple steps are there, so that's why. Let me check. Just a minute. Okay, so there is an issue with this account. Okay, there is no such account, right? That is the problem. Okay, so what we can do, let me check this one. I have to change it to SCA. This one also I have to change it to SCA. And let me go to this maintenance plans again. Automatically it will run actually. Right, okay, so I just saved it. And now if I want to run, I can run it. But usually no need to run manually. Automatically, once you start this maintenance plan, automatically it will start. Okay, it will start all the subplans also. I have to check once. Okay, or else you can create each maintenance plan for each task. Okay, for database integrity, you can create one database maintenance plan. For backup, you can create another maintenance plan and all. Okay, so now if you see here, it is running, right? So it will create folder. See here. It will create folder for each database, and inside the folder you can see the backup file name. Okay, if you go inside it, this is the backup file name. See here, clearly it will be there. 2021-93-07-5109. Okay, and 33-74-64, something like this. Okay, this is one more number. Date, time, and another number is also going to be added. Okay, so like this you can see here. Okay, so like that it will create backup for each database. Okay, so it will create folders first. Inside that folder, it is going to create database backup. Okay, for every database, whenever you run next time, again one more backup file will be generated. Why? Because you can see the date and timestamp here. So at the same time, okay, even though if you at least 1 second gap will be there, right? See, for running this maintenance plan, how much time it is taking? At least 1 minute it took, right? If you run the same maintenance plan next time, what happened? Next, another second backup file will be created with a different timestamp. Date is same, but timestamp is also included, right? So the seconds are different, right? So it is going to create a second backup file. So in this way, you can avoid creating backup files with the same name.
So, sir, again, next time it's create a folder.
Yes, it will create a folder.
Again, next time also it's create a
folder.
No.
Next time it won't create folder. Okay, so once it will create, first time it will create folder. Okay, next time it is going to use the same folder. In the same folder, you can see the next second backup. Yeah.
For suppose some of the databases in restoring state, what the restoring database state?
It won't take the backups. Okay, restoring databases, it won't ignore databases when offline, right? So everything will be followed, even though the databases are offline or restoring state, it will simply skip those databases. Only it will take the databases that are in online state only. Remaining any state, suspended, emergency, whatever state might be, okay, it is going to skip all other databases and it will take the backup of online databases. Okay.
Sir, how to fix the for suppose maintenance plans would be failed, how to fix
The
that?
same way here you can see, right, error. How just now I fixed it, right? So we got an error. You can see view history. What is the error? You can expand and you can check it, like how job is. You are going to, like, we just fixed the jobs, right? How you fixed the job, in the same way you have to check the maintenance plan history also. In the history you can see what is the exact error. Based on the error you can start troubleshooting it. Okay, so based on that, so in case if you don't see any errors here, what you can do, go to the associated jobs and go to the history of the associated jobs. There you can see the error, and from there you can troubleshoot the issue. There is no difference between jobs and maintenance plans, guys. Everything is same. Okay, so maintenance plans also internally it will create a job. If you are unable to find the error for the maintenance plan, go to the, for every maintenance plan there will be a sub plan will be created with a job. Go to the job properties and you can see the history of the job. There you can see the error. Based on that you can fix it. Okay, clear? Any issues, any doubts? Right, okay, fine. So this is how we are going to create the maintenance plans, right? So let's go with the alerts. So in the last week we just discussed it, right? My data file is going to full, my log file is going to full, I have blockings, CP is more than 90%, memory is more than 90%. Sometimes in the interviews they will ask you how you are going to get the alerts. Okay, how you are going to get the alerts. Usually in the organization, some people will go for tools. There are some monitoring tools are there. Okay, we have, can anyone tell me any monitoring tools for SQL Server? Monitoring tools. SCOM is from Windows.
Okay, Spotlight.
Spotlight, very good, excellent. Spotlight is a maintenance, this one, what is that? Monitoring tool. Using Spotlight you can do that, but some people will go for Spotlight, some people won't go for Spotlight. Okay, so it is a, like, you have to pay extra money for that. Okay, so you have to pay extra money for that. For Spotlight licensing and all, you have to pay extra money, and that too, the money, the licensing is also based on the number of clients, number of servers, so it is very costly. So what we can do is we are going to use native SQL Server tools. So we'll ask you, do you know any monitoring tools, or you are going to use any monitoring tools in your organization? In the entry they will ask you. Simply told, we are not going to use any third-party tools for monitoring. We are going to use SQL Server native tools along with SCOM alerts from the Windows side. That's it. You don't talk anything. Okay, simply mention I'm going to use SQL Server native tools. Native tools means what? This one only, like SQL Server alerting system and all. Using alerting system, you can get an email if your data file is going to full or more than 90%, if your log file is more than 90%, or if the login is failed, or if the CPU is more than 90%, or if the memory is more than 90%, or blockings are more than 5 or 10, whatever you want to put as a threshold limit, you can put as a threshold limit. So by using SQL Server, you can configure all those alerts. Okay, so how to configure the alerts? You can see the folder here. Actually, there are 3 types of alerts in the SQL Server. What are those alerts? SQL Server event alert. Okay, 3 types of alerts in the SQL Server. SQL Server event alerts, SQL Server performance condition alerts, SQL Server WMA event alerts, WMA event alerts, WMI, not MA, WMA event alerts, Windows Management Instrumentation. If you know the exact error number, you can configure this event alerts. You can configure event alerts. If you know the exact error number, can anyone tell me one error number, please? One error number, any error number. As of now, we discussed a lot of error numbers. I guess, I hope at least 4 or 5 error numbers we discussed. At least one error number you remember? Anything, any error that's fine.
Maybe 343.
343, what is that? Looks
You
like
just
143. Huh? You just trying. No, we discussed 3 or 4 error numbers. From security, there is a famous error number. from security, there is a famous error number. What is that error number? Can
There
you
is
tell?
one.
Sorry?
3210. 3210. Wait, another one.
3210. What is that error, Pooja?
3201.
3201. What is that?
Backup file not open.
Okay, that's fine. Very good. Okay. Don't go for, okay. Don't think beyond the level. Just whatever we discussed 3-4 error numbers. I'm sure we discussed 3-4 error numbers. I'll tell you now, you will recollect it. 18456. What is this error number? 9002. What is this error number? 1105. What is this error number? Earlier, Joshi answered this question. Pooja answered this question. Vijayasri answered this question.
Yes, 184 login failed.
Very good. 18456 login failure. 1105
Mm.
data file full. 9002 9002 log file full.
Transaction log file back.
Not backup, full. Earlier we discussed
Yes,
these
yes.
error numbers. Okay. So in case if you know the exact error number, you can configure SQL Server event alerts. I told you, right? If my database data file is full, I have to get an email. So how to configure that alert? You have to choose event alert. Right click on the alerts, new alert. Okay. Alert name, login failure. Okay, SQL Server event. You can see here, there are 3 types of alerts: SQL Server event alert, performance condition alert, WMA event alert. As we know the error number, exact error number, choose SQL Server event alert on all the databases. What is the error number? Login failure 18456. Right? So what is the response? It has to notify operator. So before configuring this one, we have to create an operator. What is meant by operator? Operator, I told you, right? Operator is nothing but a email recipient account. Your DBA group is an operator. That means once this error triggered, it is going to send an email to the operator. Okay. So operator means simply your DBA group email ID. Okay. DBA operator. What is the DBA group email ID? Imagine you're working for IBM company. SQLDBS@ibm.com. Okay. So this is your email ID. As of now, this email ID is not there, so it will throw the error. So don't worry. I'm just giving example. Okay. So in case you want to send an email, actually, if database mail is working properly, I can give my own Gmail account here, so that if I can generate 18456 error, immediately I'll get an email to my Gmail ID. But unfortunately, the database mail is not working. That is the problem. Okay. So I'll check again. I'll go through it. I'll dig into it, but I don't have time. So I'll check it. I'll try to reproduce the error. So simply operator means what? The recipient email ID. Who is the recipient in the organization? DBA team is the recipient. Right? Once you got 18456 error, DBA team has to be notified, right? So you have to mention the DBA team email ID here. If you are working for an Accenture company, might be there is a separate name, SQL DBAs or different at accenture.com. Okay, or tcs.com at like we have different companies, right? The domain name.com will be there. Okay, right? So this is how we have to create an operator. That's it. Right. Simply what you can do is here, you just already created the operator, right? So you have to go to general page again, go to operators page again, notify operator. So you can create operator from this page also. Actually, what happened is we just created the operator, right? This page is not refreshed. Once you cancel it, once you open it, automatically this will be refreshed. Okay. So let it be. I'll click OK. Then I'm going to choose again operator. I'm going to leave it blank as of now. Options. I have to get an email. Okay. So that's it. Click OK. Right. So again, go to this. This is the operator we just created, right? Alerts. Double click on the login failure. Now go to the responses. Now choose notify operator. Now you can see the DB operator came, right? Select email option here. Click OK. Now, if you got 18456 error, okay, so I'm going to generate the 18456 error. I'm going to give Joshi is already there. Okay, I'm going to give wrong password for Joshi so that we will get 18456 error. Right, you can see here, right, error number 18456. Now immediately we'll get the DBA team will get an email, okay, on specific server. In the email, you can see the server name and you can see the error number and who is trying to log in and what is the exact reason why this error came. Clear? The only difference here is we don't have Gmail, right? So that Gmail database mail is not working properly, right? So imagine if the database mail is working properly, everything is same, only the account, the mail ID is going to be changed in the organization. That's it. Everything is same, not only single difference, just the email ID will be different. That's it. Okay, once 18456 error came, you are going to get an email. The whole team, not only you, the whole DBA team is going to get an email. Now I want to create an alert for the data file full. Can anyone help me? Data file is full completely. Once it was full, what error we are going to get it?
Performance condition alert.
No. Data file full. If data file is full, we'll get the error, right? I'll explain about performance condition alert. Okay. If data file is full, of course, we'll get one error, right? What is that error number?
1105, sir.
1105. Very good. So now I want to create an event alert for data file full alert. How can I do that? How can I do that? How can I create an event alert? How can I create an event alert, guys? Right
click on the alert.
Okay. New alert. Then?
Yeah. Then
Alert name.
What is the alert name?
Event.
Full.
What would be the alert name? Here, what is the alert name?
Data file.
Data file full.
Very good. That's it.
Fine.
Next, event alert only. Next, all databases. Next,
Error number.
Error number.
that's it.
1105.
Good. Next,
Response.
Response.
oh yes, response. What I have to get once this error came. Okay, notify operators. Select email. Click OK.
Sir, what is pager, sir?
Pages.
Pager, earlier, if you remember it or not, we used to have small devices like a calculator kind of thing. Okay, to get the messages, short messages and all, we used to have earlier. It was not so famous in the India, but in the US, UK and all, pagers are so much famous. Okay, like a device kind of thing. Let me show you in the Google. Pagers. Yeah, this kind of device. Okay, so you will get a message like this. Don't rush, flight cancel. Okay, so an urgent messages and all you are going to get like this. Pagers, separate devices kind of thing. Earlier in the early 90s. So if the job failed, this is a small device that you can carry in your pocket. If job failed, automatically you will get an alert to the pagers. Okay, like how we are getting an SMS. So earlier we are going to get an alert to the pager devices. Like this, you can see different pagers will be there. Like a calculator kind of pagers also will be there. Okay, so I don't know how many of you are used pagers. Anyone used pagers? Anyone?
No, sir.
Okay, that's fine. So I used one pager, which is very good pager. Okay, so that is not there. Something a different US company that is like look like a calculator kind of thing. Okay, fine. So like this, you can get the messages. To get the messages, earlier we used to use pagers and all. Okay, right. Fine. In this way, you can create data file. Now help me to create a log file full alert.
Again, right click.
New alert.
New alert. Alert name.
Log
Full.
Next. Next.
Performance condition alert.
Performance, why you are touching performance condition? We
No,
haven't
the same.
discussed about the performance condition, right?
Then database name is all, and then error number.
Okay, what is the error number?
18456.
Oh my God.
Sorry, 9002.
Okay, so 9002. Okay, right. Next, response, notify operator, DB operator. DBA operator is associated with one email account, right? What is that email account? Your DBA group. Okay,
Yes.
so once this error triggered, it will send an email to the DBA operator. In the DBA operator, already an email account is existed. What is the email account? This is the email account. So it will directly send an email to the DBA operator. Under DBA operator, we have DBA group, right? So all DBA people will get an alert once any log file is full. This is how we are going to create a event alerts. If you know the specific error number, then only we can create event alert. So once that alert or error is triggered in the SQL server, automatically SQL DBAs are going to get an email to their Outlook account. Clear? Next is performance condition alert. So what is this performance condition alert? Okay, so performance condition alert is also very important. So we usually use only these two alerts, okay? Event alert or performance condition alert. So performance condition alert, what we are going to do in case if your data file is going to full, if your log file is going to full, if it is going to full, imagine the data file is more than 90%. We won't wait till it is going to full for 100%, right? If 100% data file is full, you will get an alert 1105. Then you will get an email, but you don't wait, right? Okay, chalo, let it be. Okay, let it full completely. Then I'll get an email so that I'll start working on it. It's not like that, right? So there are two types of people in the organization. Your attitude should be proactive, reactive. What is this proactive and reactive? Reactive. Okay, if the data file is full, you are reactive. Proactive, if the data file is going to full, you have to get an alert once it reaches 90%. Then before hitting the error, you can be proactive and you can fix the error without getting that particular issue and all, right? If you are proactive, then you don't get the error, right? If you get an alert, imagine on AdventureWorks database, data file is 90% full. Imagine there is no alert. Next, what is the target? It will full for 100%, right? The data file will be completely full, right? So once the issue comes, you are reactive. Okay, proactive means what? Sometimes in the interviews they will ask you are a proactive DBA or reactive DBA. Okay, so proactive DBA means before coming the issue, we have to be take care of it. Here, if we got an alert for the data file more than 90%, if someone took care of it, now we don't get 1105 error, right? Alert, right? Why? Because the data file is going to full. We have 10% free space, 90%. Once it reaches 90%, if you take care of it, then it won't reach 100%. So you don't get 1105 error. So I want to get an email once my data file is 90% full. I want to get an email once my log file is 90% full. I want to get an email once my CPU is 90%, touches 90%. I want to get an email, memory touches 90%. How can I do that? I can achieve with the help of performance condition alerts. Okay, under performance condition alerts, there is no specific error. It's a performance. Performance means it should be kind of a proactive. Okay, if data file is 90% full, not an issue. But if you don't take care of it, it became reactive. Clear, guys? Is it clear? Everyone, please. Is it clear?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Right. So now I want to create alerts for data file 90% full, log file 90% full, CPU and all. Let me show you. Okay, so right click, new alert. Okay, data file 90% full, greater than 90%. Okay, right. SQL Server performance condition alert. Right. So here it will ask different objects. Okay. So what you have to choose for that databases. Let me try this one. Sorry about that. And counters, you have to select counters. Okay. Data file size. Okay. Data file size. Right. And underscore total means on all the databases. Okay. In case you want on specific database, you can choose specific database. If you choose underscore total means on all the databases, it will. Don't create a separate alerts for each database. Not required. You can choose underscore total. So any database data file is more than 90%, you will get an alert. Okay. Alert counter rises above. What is the value? 90, 95, 80. How much you want, you can give it. Okay, so this way you can configure data file more than 90%. Right? So in case you want to configure CPU more than 9, and oh, wait a minute, I just forget one more thing. So once it reaches, what is the response? I have to get an email to the DBA operator. Click OK. So automatically you are going to get an email. Right? So CPU more than 90%. Right click, new alert, CPU greater than 90%. SQL Server performance condition alert. Object, here you have to go to the work statistics. Okay, workload group stats. Okay, choose this option. In this option you can see CPU counters. Okay, select here CPU usage. Okay, instance name default means the whole instance, of course SQL servers. Right, rises above how much? When you have to get an alert, 90%. Okay,
90%.
yeah. Response, notify operators, email. Click OK. That's it. Once your CPU more than 90%, automatically you will get an alert. Clear? Any issues, any doubts here? So try to configure memory more than 90% alert for tomorrow. Okay.
We can create a number of alerts.
Yes, there is no limit. You can create multiple alerts.
Okay.
Okay. So sometimes they will ask you to create severities also. There are some severities also. Right click, new alert. Okay. So here severity 16, severity 17, like this you can have, you can create severity, right? Severity 16. So you can choose here. There are 25 severities, fatal errors, insufficient resources. Okay. You can see here non-fatal errors, error in resource. Okay. Unused. Like there are usually in the organization, we are going to configure, okay, severities from 16 to 25. Okay, database integrity suspect. Okay, error in database process. So these are the predefined errors. Already predefined error, a template kind of things. If any insufficient errors or the insufficient resources are there, then if you configure severity 17, automatically, if there is an insufficiency resources are there like memory, CPU, disk IO and all, automatically this severity 17 error will trigger. Alert, sorry, not error, alert. Okay, response, of course, you have to choose notify operators, email. So you can choose like this, severity 16. I'm going to change it to severity 17. Okay, what is that? Insufficient resources. So directly you will get an email to your Outlook severity 17 on specific server. Like that you are going to get. Severity 17 means what? Insufficient resources. Might be RAM is not sufficient, might be disk is not sufficient, might be CPU is not sufficient, anything. Okay, these are the templates. So we are going to configure severities 16 to 25. In case if anyone asks, please create a severity 16 to 25. Right click, you can simply what you can do, alert, you can choose new alert, severity 16 if you want, severity 16. That's it. You have to choose severity 16 here. That's it. Miscellaneous user error. And of course, response. So in this way, you can create a severity severity alerts. Okay. So sometimes they will ask you to create severities also. So like this, we can create severities, right? Any questions, any doubts? Any doubts, guys? Any issues? Any doubts?
No, sir, it's clear.
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. So in case if it's clear, that's it for today. Tomorrow we'll start. Okay, upgradation topic, in place upgradation tomorrow, side by side migration on Sunday, right? So once these two completed, then we are going to start HADR concepts from the next Friday onwards. Okay.
Sir, can you share the recorded session, sir?
I am
Like
uploading
last
it to
Saturday I
YouTube.
missed. Okay.
That's why
Yeah,
I
I'm
am
checking
asking.
it,
Yeah, you can
but
see
last
every.
Saturday session was not updated.
Yes,
So,
yes, not uploaded. Okay, I'm going to upload it, but again, subscribe to my YouTube channel. Okay, you are going to get a
yeah, we did.
notifications. Yeah, once I uploaded the videos. Okay,
Okay, sir.
right. Okay, so that's it for today, guys. Enjoy. I'm giving 30 minutes or 40 minutes time. Okay, so tomorrow by 7:30 p.m. we are going to connect. Okay, thank you all.
Can you share a upgradation this documents?
Of course, tomorrow I'll share. Okay, yeah. So the
Thank you,
meeting is
Sunil.
going to close now. Yeah. In case if you have any questions, you can ping me. Okay. Thank you all. Bye.
Bye.
Yeah. Thank you, Naresh. Good night. Bye.
Bye, Sunil.
Bye. Bye.